Hi, everyone. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of a tool I've built to make live polling really easy for any presentation, whether it's in person or over a streaming service like Zoom or Teams. Let's take a look. It's called PollQR, and just go to PollQR.com. And if you want any kind of poll, like a multiple choice poll or a ratings or a ranking or keyword cloud, you can create it very easily with PollQR. It's really inexpensive too. I've tried to keep it very value priced. Right now it's $2.99 to create a poll. You can create a poll for free to try it out. And then there's a pro plan at just $19 a month where you can basically create an infinite number of polls and do those live. Most of the users of PollQR right now are presenters, but we've also got people using it for costume contests, for photography, for voting at Battle of the Bands events and other fun examples like that. But let's take a look at how you might incorporate this in a presentation. Once you sign in, it's free to create an account. I'm going to start a live poll. PollQR supports a few different activity types. We're going to look at live poll today, but PollQR also supports Q&A sessions, where if you've got a large audience, rather than passing the microphone around, people can actually scan a QR code or they could enter a channel and ask a question or upvote existing questions that are there. And then a moderator, if you'd like to have a moderator can look through the questions that are asked and either allow them to go forward for voting or not. And then the person can handle Q&A directly there. It's great for fireside chat type panels. There's also surveys that PollQR supports. This is for storefront businesses, cafes and restaurants and delivery companies, etc., a hardware store, whatever it might be, where you can collect data over time. You get it. PollQR will give you a QR code that people can scan, and then there's AI insights that are done based on what people are entering. You can even nudge your fans to go leave you a positive review on Google. And then there's support for just straight QR code redirect. But let's take a look at live polls. So, for instance, I'm going to go here to the dashboard and create a live poll. Here's my dashboard. Here are some of the polls that I've been working on. I'm going to create a live poll. Let's say I'm a keynote speaker at an AI conference and I'm talking to a large audience about how organizations might be using AI. I'll click, I'd like to engage a live audience with an interactive poll. And then I choose my poll type. In this case, I think I'll go with a multiple choice question, but I could also ask a yes/no question or ask for a rating. Word cloud, these are kind of fun ones where you'll see a video demo on PollQR.com of this, where you can ask them, hey, what's one word when you think of the concept of artificial intelligence? Give me one word that comes to mind. And then PollQR will actually show you or give you a presentation screen that you can present to the audience that shows the word cloud of terms growing or shrinking over time based on what people are entering. There's ranking. There's text input. So if you wanted to collect the email addresses or the cities that they're from of your audience, you can put up a QR code there and it'll collect all that. You can download all this, of course, in JSON or CSV later. There's a pick your favorites poll, and there's a photo contest, a special photo contest activity that actually creates both the upload form for people to submit a photo and then also a voting form and a moderator tool that lets you. We actually there's a beer hall in Colorado that actually uses this for costume contests, where they weekly have a costume contest and people will upload photos and then there's a voting round. Okay, back to our keynote example of artificial intelligence. I'm going to create a multiple choice poll and I'm going to say, how well prepared do you think your organization is for the AI century? I don't know, whatever. So my name's Steve. I'm going to put that in there. And this is a multiple choice type. And I could say, is your organization? And I might say extremely well prepared somewhat well prepared, just okay, not at all, as my options for my poll. And that's pretty much it. For this testing, I'm going to allow multiple votes from the same device, because I'm going to show you how you use your iPhone or Android phone, or really anything with a QR code, to vote. PollQR also supports, for those who don't have a camera phone. This, by the way, is supported on almost all camera phones at this point. Certainly Android and iPhones do support QR codes natively. But let's say you're a college professor. You might not want people to pull out their phone, but people might be there with laptops. So I'll show you the way that PollQR supports that scenario as well. So I'm going to create this poll, create the live poll. And the next thing I need to do is start the poll. So by default, when you create a new live poll, it doesn't automatically start, and that's for the cases where you want to withhold the voting period for a particular time. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. But I also want to download. I could capture this. I could certainly capture this, right-click on it, and copy the image and paste it into PowerPoint. Or I could, look at this, just click Download PowerPoint, Download PPTX. And here in Microsoft Edge, at least, it shows up in my Downloads folder, and here's a PowerPoint slide with the actual poll QR code right there. And I might then drag this directly to, let's see, I've got a presentation open here. Let's say this is my presentation. I can literally just drag the QR code from one presentation deck to another. I'll just drag it over here. And PowerPoint does a pretty nice job of inheriting the style. And so the style of the presentation that I had started here, here's my presentation, and you get the idea. If I were to put this in a slideshow mode, this might come up in the keynote itself. Now, notice it's given the audience two different ways to join this. Again, I talked about the college professor example where you might have laptops open amongst all the students. So maybe just having a QR code isn't the only way. You can actually go to PollQR.com and enter the channel name. Everybody gets their own channel handle that they can set. Mine happens to be Steve MUR, and I'll show what that looks like in just a moment. But for now, let's say I'm doing the presentation. I'm going to pick up my iPhone here, and I just bring up the camera, this regular old camera, and then I'm going to scan it, and it goes right to the mobile form. So this is the mobile form. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to choose, I don't know, I'm somewhat well prepared. And I'm going to submit that. But actually, before I submit that, I'll just keep that here. And let me just go back to PollQR. So the presenter view is here, and this is the live presenter view, which also has the scan QR code to scan, and it has the channel name and number. So this is what you might put actually up on the screen after that PowerPoint slide, and this will show the live results. So as I submit the vote, then you can see that it shows up there. And I can, since I let myself vote multiple times from the same machine, normally this isn't allowed. It would prevent you from voting multiple times, but I checked that box, and you can see the tallies start coming in as I'm choosing them. So it's a dynamic way to get people involved and engaged in your presentation. As a presenter, you can display this in a pie chart form. You can display it in a table form. To the extent that you have responses, you can change the font, etc. For keywords, for the word cloud and other things, you can download the results once they're done. I mentioned there's a second way other than a QR code to do this, and let's go ahead and do that. I can go to, so somebody who has a laptop, for instance, would go to PollQR.com, and then down here there's an option which is join somebody's channel, and I can just join the channel. And since the poll is still live, this will show me, oh, actually no, I just closed it out, didn't I? No, I didn't close it. So how well prepared do you think your organization is? These are other activities that I've created, but here it is right here. And I can vote directly via my laptop and so on. And that'll also be displayed on the presenter view. So when that comes in. So there you go. PollQR makes it really easy to create and roll out these kind of live polls. They're meant to make your presentations more interesting. We have teachers using them to do a wrap-up in class of how students are tracking. You can use them for quizzes. They're kind of fun to get people involved. Hope you check it out. It's at PollQR.com. Thanks.